To fix the Ford Death Wobble, it's as simple as swapping the stock ones out for these. In this video, I'm going to show you the real fix and break it down into simple steps so that you can fix the Death Wobble problem yourself. This is a follow-up to the video where I share why it's happening. They're having to get all this components and stuff to hold on really tight to the steering because their caster angle is just wrong. Because many of the people in there asked if I could do a step-by-step, and I'm glad to do it. If you'd like to know the real reason why the Death Wobble happens to these trucks and why all the other YouTube fixes are just plain wrong, check out the video I just released right here. Now I'm going to demonstrate on our brand new 2024 F350 dually that only has 6,000 miles on it. Why is this truck different than the one in the last video? Well, we went down to the Florida Keys to do a video collab, and on the way home, the high-pressure fuel pump blew up and left us stranded in paradise on Highway 1.
We're on the side of the road. An Uber is coming to pick us up in 11 minutes. We're going to Fiesta Key. I sure hope they have free hot chocolate.
Yeah, get yourself ready for that video. Yeah, you'll probably want to subscribe. It's right here. Boop, boop. Based on one of the comments that we got in the video, Napa has these adjustable camber caster bushings usually in stock. My daughter Jenna was doing a show in Nashville. We called up the local Napa. The guy there was super friendly. He had 2 of them in stock, so we bought them from them, and he even gave Lojo a free car while we were there. So I do just want to clarify one thing. The parts that we picked up at Napa were quite a bit more expensive than the ones that I saw on Amazon. The one on Amazon was like $26, $27. The one at Napa was close to $90 for the adjustable bushing. Now, it is a 2-piece bushing, which means that you get a lot more different variations in what you can set, but I just wanted to get the one in stock so I could show you guys how to do this. So depending on the truck that you have, you'll most likely still have the option to get the cheaper one, or if you want to go straight to the store and get it right away, Napa would be the one to try. Once you find the bushings, you're going to want to take a look and really read the instructions that come along with them. They can seem a little daunting at first, but just take a few minutes, read through them, and fully understand how to install them. The ones that you get for your truck might look different than mine, but the overall premise is pretty much the same. You'll be using that bushing to add more caster to your wheel, and it should end up looking more like this picture here, like I explained in that last video I did. Just a note as well, this is a 2024 pickup. When I called Napa, they did not even have a number for this pickup yet. I don't know if anybody is as crazy as I am for replacing the stock stuff on a brand new pickup truck, but I wanted to make sure that I showed you this because it's not that hard to do. Now the next step will be to jack up your truck and get the weight off of the wheels. So you want to use jack stands, or if you have access to a lift, use a lift, but you got to make sure the weight is off the wheels in order to get the bushing out. Most likely the hardest part will be getting the bushing out. On this brand new pickup truck, probably shouldn't be that hard to do at all since nothing is really rusted in there at all. Hopefully it should just pop right out. All right, here we go. There's the part that I'm talking about. Camber caster bushing. First step to get this thing off is there's a cotter pin right here. Okay, once you got the cotter pin out, loosen this bolt right here. This nut is 1 1/8 inches. And for me, that's simple. For you, it might be a little bit more difficult. On my white one, I used my impact on it. This one I didn't have to. What I'm going to do is back this nut out to right about there. And then these are going to be the things that are getting in the way. You're going to wrap on this in a minute here while prying up on the bushing. And that should pop it right out. So now the mistake I made last time on doing this, I gave too much pressure when I was prying up. So I broke a couple of the tabs. But I'm going to tap, 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 tap. See how that popped right out? Again, this is a brand new pickup, but giving it a tap is what makes it pop right out. Okay, once it pops out, just undo the nut. Like, even on my last truck, I didn't have to hit it too hard. Just the vibrations popped it out, okay? So now, we got our bushing. Camber caster bushing. It's going to give us a number. It is a 00 and then a plus 0.4. That tells you what kind of bushing and what kind of settings are currently in your truck. So the first number is the caster, plus 04 is the camber that they have set on here. What I want to do on this truck is add some caster to it, some positive caster. Now, since this truck hasn't done the Death Wobble at all and it's brand new, I'm going to add a 1.5 degrees of caster. In the video that I did, I recommended going all positive caster, the most positive that the bushing can take it, and that is a positive 2.5 degree caster. And I recommended that because if you're getting the Death Wobble, you need need a lot more positive caster to fix it. Now, since I'm not getting it on this truck, and I don't know if I will get it, I'm going to add some caster to it, but not as much as I would as if I just got the Death Wobble. Plus, with the adjustable bushing, I can add caster to it later on anytime that I want. So that's the nice thing about having these bushing. If you can't read it and everything, most people just recommend having like 0 camber on there. But if you can read your numbers and figure out what it was set there already, it's nice to be able to just set it here, and then that way you can pretty much have the same settings you have on stock, but add more caster to it. Since we're on the passenger side, I'm going to look at caster 1.5, and then camber, we're going to go positive a half. Basically follow the line and it'll tell you where to set it. So we got S, T, and J. Now to turn the inside nut, you will need like a big crescent wrench. I got a locking pliers here. Now what we have to do is just get it so that it matches. I'll try to get you right up here. So we got to get this top number to go between S and T. You just got to rotate it. QRS. I don't know if you can tell, but when we're moving this, it's adjusting. So right there, S and T. And now that we got that one set, we're going to pop it back out. Just give a little pop out there. J, so we just have to look up on here where J is. Where is J? Right there. So that one is what we put against the wheel. So we put this one is against the wheel. The other side goes over there, locks it into place. And then you got to wiggle the hub a little bit until it drops in there. There we go. We got it. Once we get it in place, we can take the nut and put it back. Once you have it tight, you're going to want to make sure that you torque it. Right? Torque it to the specified stuff. So on this truck, it calls for 69 foot-pounds. So I have a torque wrench here set to 69 foot-pounds. Put it on the nut. All right, so it's hardly anything, right? But I just got to turn it and make sure I can get that cotter pin in there. Okay, now, of course, you're going to want to make sure you torque it to the specs of your truck. Once you get the cotter pin back in. So just a note on this, if you've enjoyed the level of problem solving that I tried to put into this, and I'm not even a mechanic, and you have a problem finding internet on the road, check out InstyConnect.com. You'll love what we did to help people get internet on the road. Just a little shameless plug for the afternoon. All right, so that's pretty much it. So we got the bushing in. I'm going to take a picture of what it looks like after. Now, one thing I did mention in my other video, but I want to stress after this video too, is after you make any changes with the camber caster bushings, you're going to want to bring your truck back in and have it checked, because anytime you do something with the alignment, it could change something else a little further down. You want to make sure you're still within specs. If they tell you have too much positive caster and they recommend dialing it back, I would recommend just saying, let me try the positive caster for a little while and see how I like it, especially if you're coming from the Death Wobble. But again, this is an at your own risk type of thing. If you're not comfortable doing any of this, feel free to send my video to your favorite alignment shop. Have them tell you what they think of it, and have them search out the correct camber caster bushing to add some more caster to your vehicle. If they just want to add a little bit at a time and have you drive it, that's totally up to you. If you have a little bit older truck and it's a little rusty, make sure you put your WD-40 on the camber caster bushing, maybe like the night before you're thinking about doing it, so it can soak in there. Once you have this bushing in, you could keep this piece of paper inside your truck, and if you ever do take it in for an alignment, show them this paper. And if they have no idea what you're talking about as far as this bushing goes, then just like get back in your truck, take it somewhere else who then understands how to operate one of these. Because if they can do this, they can adjust your camber and caster to all of these settings here. But I would say the most positive caster that you can get out of your truck, if you're getting the Death Wobble, which is what I did on the white truck, and that has stopped the Death Wobble forever. We've driven it all across the country multiple times and never had it again. If you have any questions on this, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I will put the link for this camber caster bushing that I used in this video down there as well. Again, that was $90, but when I went to Napa, they saw how expensive it was. And maybe it was that I had a little girl with me or something, but he decided to knock it down to $60 a piece, which made it about $120 for both of them versus $180 for both. Or if you want to try the camber caster bushing I talked about last time on Amazon, and I will put the link for that one in the description as well. Just be sure to get the correct bushing for your truck, or the instructions may not line up correctly. If you look back, take a picture of the before and after. It should be leaning further back. You should be adding more rake to your truck when you're done with your adjustment. We have now a surplus of tow vehicles, so if you're at all interested in a sweet Duramax diesel express van that we don't use anymore because now we have a fifth wheel, if you're interested, shoot me a message, and maybe you can be the next owner of a really cool big red van. Hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions or need anything, drop them in the comments below. I'll do my best to help. If you've appreciated this walkthrough on the video, give me a thumbs up. If you're brand new here, be sure to subscribe. We do all kinds of cool stuff like this. Like if you want to find out what happened to our white truck and the high pressure fuel pump in the Florida Keys, what we did, and how we got it paid for. Yeah, tune in for that video. Be sure to subscribe. You're not going to want to miss that one. Anyway, thanks much. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.